Mhm. Good. The three things you must avoid so you're not friend zoned. And if you have been friend zoned, this is going to help you greatly to potentially get what you desire and deserve with the man you desire. If you have been friend zoned because of any of these three things, you can attempt to change it, potentially change it, and have all that you want. You have to realize how the male mind works and why you were friend zoned in the beginning. And especially if you've been friend zoned after a breakup and you want to get him back, this is vital for you to listen to until the end. I'm going to give you that third reason. It's one of the biggest, if not the biggest, and I have a big fix for it. So you are going to want to stay tuned for it. I want more than anything for every woman to get what she desires with the man she desires. Because yes, we want commitment, maybe we want marriage, we want children, but most of all, we want to be with the man we want to be with, that we desire. And it's sometimes antithetical the way we get there to what we think we need to do. And when we tweak it, we can have it. And being friend zoned gives you a really important data point and information so that you can have a chance to turn it around and change it. But make no mistake, if you have been friend zoned and you don't want to be there, you are going to have to change some things. So before we go into the first reason, if you are just finding me here, who am I to talk about this? I'm Coach Paula Grooms, a dating and relationship coach for women, social worker, and an author of the book, Why Won't He Commit? How a Man Decides to Make You the One. I help you find a Mr. Right, get an ex back, or grow an existing relationship so you create the relationship of your dreams, and then you level up to the complete commitment you totally deserve. So, friend zoning, it is an awful situation when you want to be with someone, you like him, and you believe that friends is going to get you there. I hope to disavow of that during this video. And certainly with all my work, you will see that the way a man loves, and I have that outlined, it's one of my 5 gender gaps, how a man loves, how he commits. When you fundamentally understand the difference between men and women and how they love and what gets them going and what creates commitment, you will get this. Because fundamentally, and it's the number 1 gender gap in my book, women love through knowing, men love through wondering. And this is a foundational concept that you really have to get to understand why being friends in the traditional sense and the way it's happening now more than ever is not going to get you the love relationship or the romantic relationship you desire. So let's get into number 1. If you like someone, you might say have a crush on him, whatever. You are, unless an Academy Award winning actress, are going to have a very difficult time not showing signs of liking him, wanting him, flirting with him. Women, above all, want one thing, and men, above all, want one thing. But we're going to look at the one thing women want above all. There's a huge study done with like 20,000 participants. Women, above all, what do they want? Many might think it's something, you might want to put it in the comments below. What do you think it is? Give yourself that question. What do women want above everything else from a man? Ready? To be desired. And when we like someone, that is heightened for us. Remember, if we don't like him, we don't much care. Interesting though, and think about your own life. The men that you don't want keep coming after you. Why is that? Because you are putting out an energy that keeps the man trying for you, going for you, pursuing you. Now, as much as you might not like it so much, there's something inside that I'm desired. And that just makes you feel female. And it's super important to understand that when you are around a man you like, you are going to be putting out that energy that you do want him and like him. And so he's not going to wonder. And when a man isn't wondering, then it feels more like a friend. And if you have serious feelings for him, a crush, you want him in some way for potentially more, if you accept being friends, you are hurting yourself immensely. With each interaction of accepting that, his wonder goes down, his desire goes down. Again, it's wonder and pursuit. I talk about this all the time. Men fall in love through the act of pursuing your time, attention, and affection. So if you are giving yourself over to being friends with him, that means you're giving him time and attention, generally speaking. In other words, I'm not saying not be friendly. You know, say you are in a course with him and you really like him, you have a crush from afar, whatever, and you know, you have to pass by and or have some interaction with him. You can be friendly, but you don't want to pursue any kind of friendship. Okay? This is vital because your mere attention and giving it to him energetically in any way takes away his innate desire to pursue it. It's why when we don't like someone much, he keeps coming after us. You see? It's just the difference between men and women. And when you understand that we are equal but not the same, you can accept this better. It's an inconvenient truth that we love differently. It's an inconvenient truth that all I'm talking about here is what you need to do. Because you are drawn to be closer to him. And you think if he sees how great you are via your friendship, that's going to make him fall more. The most vital thing here, you think that he needs to know maybe how fun you are, how smart you are, how sexy you are, how great you are, all that you are. If you accept a friendship and you believe that through showing him these things and your energy around him will get him more interested, it will not. Because he's not wondering and pursuing what he's wondering about. It's just facts. So, number one, when you know you like someone, make yourself more scarce than anything if he's not coming towards you. Because any movement of yours takes away his natural instinct to pursue what eschews his attention. You will do yourself a favor. So put in the comments below or ask me any questions about that. But I think that's the overall knowledge that you must have. And it leads into number two, that let's look at it as we take this to the next level. If you accept a friends with benefits situationship, hooking up with a man, and it's under the guise of just friends, but in any way doing this, when you want more, lessens your value to him, and he loses the pursuit of you for the sex. This is major. And this really, really sucks. And again, flies in the face of everything modern, because we want to be equal. We want sex with a man we want as much as he wants sex. It's not fair. I'm not here to give you fair. I'm here to tell you what works. And when you do it, it does work to the degree that the man can like you. Because if you are the quintessential beauty, your model looks and a brunette, you are just everything people objectively look at as beautiful. You still may not be his type. He may like more voluptuous, stocky, short redheads. We just, it's the birds and the bees. Now, if you are the former, you're the model type brunette, yeah, he's going to accept a friends with benefits for sure. He's going to accept a hooking up, what have you. If you want more, not going to work. Now, again, it could be the reason we just talked about, that you're just not going to be his type either or. But if you accept, when you want something more, that situation of friends with benefits or anything like it, you take his wonder down. You take his pursuit down. You take all the natural instincts of the man. You're not going to have the chance to get more. Let's look at that situation. If you are that beauty we're talking about, the quintessential beautiful brunette, and you're objectively what we look at as beautiful, okay? And I'm talking black, white, red, whatever color, doesn't matter. You can, through showing him, I don't accept anything less than stellar treatment, and I know what I want, and I want more when I'm having sex with someone, it can turn him around, even if he wants that short redhead. It absolutely can. That's the puppy principle in my book. And if you haven't read it and you want to hear it in audio, every single chapter is here on YouTube on its own playlist. So it's Why Won't He Commit playlist. Go and reinforce what we talk about here. It's like an expert said, and I don't know who said it, but we don't need more information. We need more reminding, especially now when everything on social media and in our modern world is about being equal. The underlying message there is we're the same, and equal is not the same. We say in English, we have the saying, it's like apples and oranges, because it's something very different, but it's equal. An apple is a completely equal fruit to an orange, but they are different, grow in different soil, have different needs to grow and become the full apple and become the great orange. We cannot make things the same. Here's why the situation I'm telling you, where you don't accept the friends with benefits, by in a very lovely way, I do like you, and I am very attracted to you, and I would love to have sex with you on some level, but not if it's not in the confines of a committed relationship. That's just me. And you go away. Then he is gonna pursue it through the act, like I said, of pursuing your time, attention, affection. He can fall in love. You can make that happen, but not if you accept, number one, being friends and giving him that energy, friends with benefits, or anything like it. It doesn't work. I'm answering questions here on this live over on YouTube. And those of you who are watching on Instagram, I hope you will come over and watch on YouTube, because it is the place where I can look at the questions, I can answer them and give you more. And I'm going to give number 3 now. And because I'm growing the YouTube channel, and I ask that you come over and put your comments, subscribe, give a like. There are 15,000 followers there on Instagram, and many of you are watching, or some of you are tonight on Instagram. I ask that you come on over to YouTube and give it a thumbs up, like it, comment. I'm going to end the Instagram live here and go forward on YouTube giving number 3. And this is a big one, because if you have gotten out of a relationship, have an ex that you want to get back with, and you are being friends with him, I'm going to give you the fix, because you can't have it. You can. If there's anything there, I know it. It's what I do in my coaching, in my Lower Him Back program, and you can have it. So with that, I'm going to end the Instagram live. Come on over to YouTube. I invite you there. I welcome you there. We're building a community, so please come on over. So let's go into number 3. This is so vital. If you have an ex and you are maintaining a friendship with him and you want more, it's the number 3 reason. It's something you must avoid. It does not lead to anything good. It will not. Here's what it is. There is a main component of a man wanting more, and that is your absence. Total absence. Why? It leads to wonder. That's it on the most basic level. So if you've had something with him, good, bad, indifferent, if enough time goes by and you have no contact, showing him, which is like number 2 and number 1, I am not going to be friends with a man that I either had a relationship with and potentially want again. I'm not suggesting that if you have an ex and it is completely over for you, and it's also completely over for him, and you don't want more, and the two of you can be friends, sure, of course. I'm friends with my ex-husband. Yeah, I have a very good friend. I was his girlfriend for 3 years. He's married. They're married. It's, yeah, fine. But typically, in the beginning, there needs to be no contact. If you haven't done no contact and you have broken up and you've tried to maintain a friendship so you have contact with him, what are you doing? You are not allowing for him to wonder. You're also not allowing for him to grow into his feelings. There is nothing more powerful in the arsenal of a woman than him missing you. What is missing? It's longing. It's wondering. And if you give him any contact via a friendship, thinking that that's how you're going to maneuver in, I just went over why it takes his interest down. It's not the other way around. If or when I do, I have several male clients that I work with individually, I would not be telling them what I'm telling you. It would be opposite. And we won't go into that because you don't need to hear that here. What you need to hear is what works for you as a woman to get what it is that you want. And yes, someone says, I wish I grew up during the period when we didn't have cell phones and we only connected with phones on the wall with the long cord, right? Made it easier, much easier. Socially, it made it a lot easier. Think of it. It's a very good point. Years ago, before cell phones, and even before, say, voicemail, and then the voice record, like the phone, I think it was called Phone Mate or something, and you had the thing on the near the phone, and it answered with a tape. Some of us are old enough to remember that. A man, what happened for him? He would call. It just rang and rang and rang. He didn't know where you were. He didn't know what you were doing. He couldn't see on social media. And that's why I talk a lot about how social media hurts you and how you don't accept a man's initial interaction with you, giving him your Instagram, your Facebook, any social media, your snap, whatever it is, do not give him that. You've heard me talk about the access to you as being an actual lessener of a man's interest. And again, this isn't a pretty truth. It's not fun. It's not fair. Because our access to him doesn't make us lose interest at all. But men amuse themselves and self-soothe with women. Again, it goes back to the puppy principle. If you need more reminding of it, go to my playlist here and listen to chapters 3, 4, 5. Get that. When you do, it's a game changer. It really makes a difference. If you accept a friendship and staying in contact once you've broken up, you are not allowing for him to do the most fundamental thing the man needs to do, which is miss you, long for you, wonder. We can do this in other ways, even when we are in a relationship, by not answering the man right away, varying up the times in texting. You've probably seen my 5 hours of texting here. Vary it up. He never knows what he's going to get. If you're in a relationship that's going well, just keep doing that. It keeps it well oiled. Don't always be available. Have your own interests, do your own life, and don't always be available. And certainly do not reach out. I have the 80-20 Wonder Club, where you hear my podcast, Make Him Wonder. The reason I call it the 80-20 Wonder Club is because when you strive to do the things that work with men 100% of the time, you typically will get to the sweet spot of 80. Now, in some cases, to make a fix, you need to go full out and do 100%. But if things are okay, as long as you get to that 80% of doing it, meaning you do not reach out to the man, you will be okay. He'll wonder enough. Now, I have caveats on that, but we're talking tonight about these 3 things you must avoid so you're not friend-zoned. And number 3 is that if you break up, you must go no contact. And in my Lure Him Back program, I outline exactly what you do and how you do that. If you have accepted the friendship, there is an easy fix for that. I typically work at first individually with a woman to get things settled and right on track so that the time can elapse whereby he will be back. Yes, if there was anything at all between the 2 of you, he will be back. Now, in my Lure Him Back program, that's when we work with one of the other concepts, which is when he first comes back with that hi or I'm thinking of you text or some lame text, that's when most everybody makes a huge mistake thinking, oh, he wants me back. He wants to get back together. And the woman in the scenario gives and gives and gives attention, attention, attention. His interest wanes. Initially, at the first outreach, when a man comes back, when you've done the no contact correctly, and there is a correct way, this is vis-a-vis your particular unique situation. What were the circumstances of the breakup? What was the reason for the breakup? When I say those 2 things, the reason is very different than the circumstances around it. Because if the circumstances were traumatic and chaotic, he's going to need a lot of time to come off of that. And you need to do one thing only, typically one reach out, and set the record straight about no contact. I work with each woman on how to do that vis-a-vis the particulars, the details of her situation with him. And then we have to work on self-concept, living in the knowing of manifestation that you can have what you want, and knowing that you must give the man time and space for him to get to where you are. And trust that one of two things will happen. I always say really three. Because first, when I do a consultation with someone, I can tell them almost assuredly whether or not the man will come back. And I've not yet been wrong. I think maybe one time out of all the years, because it is very formulaic, and the objectivity that someone like myself can have with the knowledge of men and the way that I do, I can tell the woman, yeah, this is what will happen if you do what I'm telling you to do. He will be back. But that's not typically the time he's ready. I remember one client I had years ago. We did this. The man was back. It's the fastest I've ever had. In 24 hours with an incredible ring and a proposal. Others, it's been different amounts of time, but that was the fastest ever. She set it up right. He was ready. But even when we set it up completely correctly, as Neville Goddard would say, bridge of incidents has to happen. Things have to happen for him. Things must align energetically. And then it can happen for him. But when we do our part, which is the mechanics of men, and hold to it and show we are a worthy opponent. You've heard me talk about that all the time. Men, in whatever they do in life, they are about three things. Three things are outlined in my book. They are about competition, challenge, conquering. The three C's of men, which are very different than the three C's of women. We are about cooperation, caretaking, and we are the connectors. Those are our three C's. It's important that we see how equal those things are, but how different. Apples, oranges. They come together beautifully to rear children, keep the species going. Ultimately, that's what we were put here for. But we live in a modern time where we can choose another wonderful C word. But men, whatever they do, whether it's a vocation, advocation, everything, women included, relationships, they want to feel like they've conquered. They've been challenged. And they get what they want, the conquering. They only want to play any game, whether that's business or basketball or some other thing in life, romance included, at their level. And if they feel they can just have you, it doesn't inspire them in a way that they need to be inspired. So you can turn it around. But there are some details that you're going to need to work with and tweak. and then set it on the right path. Then work on your own self concept. Work with your mindset. I have 3 pillars: mindset, manifestation, and mechanics of men. Because when we work with these 3, we can stay very positive that we are going to get what we want to whatever degree that is possible. I always say with manifestation, you can have anything you want, but you can't necessarily have everything you want. Two different things. If only I had the strength early on. Oh, yes, but here's the thing. I know for you, Jamara, who's asking me or making that statement, and I appreciate it, that it's not over till it's over. As long as you keep going with your life, knowing what you know now, giving yourself grace for that, realizing, and this is what I love about manifestation, that everything is working towards your greater good in manifestation. So whatever you want, think about it. You can have, if you understand that everything is a bridge of incidents. What happened before was meant to happen. It was meant to happen. We can only connect the dots looking backwards, like Steve Jobs said, I think. So you will know why things happened the way they happened, looking back on it. So understand it's the bridge of incidents that can help you a lot to stay positive. I trust that these 3 things and that you have to avoid and that you must understand to tweak will help you wherever you are. If you are being friends with someone now and you realize, yeah, it's not going anywhere, and I'm just getting more and more tweaked because I like him and I want him to pay attention to me and I want him to ask me out, or I want him to I want to try to get something with him. Number 1, right? Being friends with him at all is not going to help you. Go back and look at this. Remember, you need reminding. So go back and look at number 1 in this video. Number 2, the more you are around him, if you accept that friendship, you're going to want to become desired and maybe more sexual with him, and he'll take you up on it. And then you're in a friends with benefits or a situationship or just a hooking up. And now go back to number 2 and hear all about that and why that won't work for you. Not at all. Now, have I worked with women who have been in a situationship and we work together and make it go to real relationship? You betcha. Yes. I would say the bulk of my practice is with women doing that. It's harder, but again, we have to start with where you are. And if you're in that situation, yeah, and you want him for more, we got to do the hard stuff, but you can have it. Most assuredly, I always tell women, if you do this, I can never absolutely 100% guarantee that you're going to walk down the aisle together and live happily ever after. But I can guarantee you this: if you don't take these steps and do it in this fashion, you're not going to get what you want. I can almost guarantee it. And that's not pleasant for me to have to say. What I can also say is that if you go down the road, the hard road of doing it, at any time, you want to step off and say, I can't do this hard road. I can't be without his friendship or his sex or whatever. And I can't do the hard stuff to hopefully get more, even though I realize that's the way to do it. I always say, well, you can always have what you had with him. Most typically, unless he's moved on to somebody else. And even then, he might move on to somebody else and then he'll be through with that and he'll be back and you can have what you had. But if you want more, this is the way to potentially get it. And the beauty of the Lure Him Back program is that if it truly doesn't work for the woman, in other words, she finds it too tough, so she wants to just go back with him in the way that it was, okay. But I've worked with women at all different stages, luring him back, doing it. She sees it works. He does come back. That either then goes the difference because we've reset it with a new standard that he's living up to. Sometimes she realizes she doesn't want it. She no longer feels what she felt. Hey. And then, of course, all the others that I work with, they have the guy, and it's wonderful because they got back with their love and it goes the distance to whatever degree she wants it. That's so fulfilling for me. It's just the best part of what I get to do. The self-growth, the allowing for the man to grow into more feelings. Because I'm not just about the woman getting what she wants, even though that's what I do. For women, it is the fulfillment of this couple is stronger and better and together. Maybe marriages, which I've had many marriages and children that come from that. How wonderful, right? So that's me being blessed. So wonderful. Definitely going back to watch. I have a new guy that calls often, but not making any real moves to a date. Okay, so we got to tweak that. Because again, it might be that you're falling into that friend zone. So yes, go back and watch. If you have any questions, please comment on this video, give it a like, please subscribe, share it. And yes, repeat, repeat, repeat. We always need more reminding, not more information. And if you need more help with that, you don't really realize why is it not in your situation going and moving to a date, we can make that happen. One Love, if you don't know it, Online to Never Ending Love, 7 Simple Steps to Digital Dating Success, is my online self-help course. And I will put a link to that as well as the Lure Him Back program, because now there is a special going on for the summer. I want you to have it. Anyone watching this video, it will be there. It's evergreen. We'll be able to take advantage of that special. If you follow these steps, guiding the man online to the phone call, the meeting at the right place, time, with the right text, you can get what you desire and deserve. It's all sequential. Dating right, meeting right, going the right, or doing the right steps, and not falling into the friend zone. Huge. With that, I'm going to love and leave you so your man doesn't. I thank you again for subscribing, sharing, hitting that like button on your way out. Thank you, and I will see you in the next video.